The next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Mark, which category would you like?
Science.
OK, your category is science. The answer is 2025. What is the question?
Is it, when will the stadium for the 2012 Olympics be ready?
What year will black people and white people finally live side by side in harmony in Chinese concentration camps?
Is it, what is my PIN number?
Yes, it is.
Is it my dad took a dump in my toilet the other week? When will it be safe to go back in there?
Or how many times is the word umbrella repeated in that bloody song?
What year will cities gain sentience and raise themselves on hydraulic legs to begin the long battle for resources?
Frankie's vision of the future is terrifying.
Is there any vision of the future you have which involves us living in peace and harmony, having transcended war?
Oh, I've just noticed we're on a dying fucking planet, Darren.
Yeah, it's got to be the year, isn't it?
Is it something to do with cities on hydraulic legs?
It's nothing with cities on hydraulic legs. Are you sure? There will... No, with the cities on hydraulic legs.
Is it... In what year can I book a scuba diving tour of Holland?
That's assuming it hasn't risen up on its own legs and... Where's Holland? Frankie, you should know.
Holland's not a city.
In the year 2025, it'll be the only city left in mainland Europea. The giant war against the ocean countries, etc., etc., etc. OK, I'll give you a clue. Nothing apocalyptic about it whatsoever.
I think I might know it.
Do you?
I'm dull enough to know that, because I read this. It's something to do with hydraulic... I think it's the date.
If it's not about hydraulic legs, it'll be very disappointing.
Is it not the year? Have the Russians have said something about launching a moon mission, haven't they?
They have,
And
yes.
they, I think, have said that is the date. A mere 66 years after the Americans managed it.
What exactly is it?
They're going to land a man on the moon.
Absolutely right, though. Well done, Hugh. You're absolutely right. It is that, yeah. What proposal has Energy Secretary Chris Huhne announced this week?
He's going to try and force energy companies to reduce prices, isn't he?
Something about... Yeah, he is, yeah, because he thinks that people aren't getting the competition they deserve.
I think the problem there is that people don't understand energy supplier, the phrase, do they? Particularly teenagers and stuff. You say, you know, have you switched your energy supplier? They'll probably go, well, like I was on Lucozade, now I'm on Relentless.
That's the problem. That is the voice of young Britain, right?
I'm, in fact, on Economy 7.
Oh.
And that's supposed to save you money, because the idea is you do things overnight. But I'm not sure it does actually save you money, because you tend to put the washing machine to go on overnight, then you actually forget that you've put it on. 2 days later, you go back to the washing machine, smell the clothes, think, I better put those on again.
Isn't Economy 7 saving you money so long as you're using it in 1986? Not that I'm aware. I would say to you, Andy, that cookability is...
And if you want to save energy, Andy, you want to fit the best fit ever.
It's called Economy 7!
It is called Economy 7, yeah.
Andy, I've got something to say to you. Boom, 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 boom. That's so blue.
Leave him. Don't take the piss out of him. He's got a tiger in his tank.
The funny is, I don't get any of these jokes because I grew up in Ireland. I don't get any of these jokes.
How about fiddly-dee, have coal?
that wasn't a popular ad in Ireland. Thank you very much.
It would make things a lot easier if there was an actual difference when you switch supplier. If they went, I've gone from EDF to British Gas, and now, I don't know, it looks a bit French or something. Do you know what I mean? If it just had something about it, that if it wasn't patently exactly the same gas and just a different bill.
What, then the gas should come out in a different colour?
Yes, I don't know, or shape or something.
Oh, I
like this. This is new. Ooh, dun 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 dun. Every so often, a Sonnet Lumiere show would go on.
My father is convinced that since they switched to a French-owned electricity company, that the it's coming through slower. He is sure of it. I don't know what it means.
And did you think that it's kind of coming with a kind of a French... I'll be there in a minute. Why are you so desperate to have a cup of tea? I'll be there.
I'm still distressed to find out that My Economy 7 only existed back in the 1980s.
We don't need it, do we? Like, it's this constant thing of, like, making things that nobody is being on the phone to someone and go, do you know what would make this so much easier to understand what you're on about? If I could smell you. I've actually just started pretending I'm Costa Rican. I will switch to whatever I need to, you know. In the cricket, I'm very Sri Lankan at the moment. During the Ashes, I pretended I was Aborigine. Like, I don't care. I will go wherever the results take me. He's basically made it fun for the Tories, because they could say anything they want. He's unelectable, so you can do whatever the hell you want, do you know what I mean? Like, we're going to kill everyone. Yeah, but I'd rather that than vote Ed Miliband. There continues to be heavy shelling here. Ramesh Ranganathan at the peanut factory. Is it what the minimum prison sentence should be for anybody that takes their shirt off in the summer? I find it unacceptable. I remember, like, when it used to be hot days, my dad would open up the curtains first thing in the morning and say, the white people are going to get naked today. Just this morning, we confiscated a bag of cannabis, and now we're asking all students to come forward if they've got Pringles. Have you had an accident that wasn't your fault and has ruined your life? Next time, use Durex. I don't understand that, because, like, if the cows farting is causing the problem, then surely eating them is the solution. I mean...
The topic is animals.
I'm into animal rights, actually. I recently watched this film, Blackfish, which is about this killer whale that ate two of the trainers at SeaWorld, killed two of the members of staff at SeaWorld. And it's an interesting film, but I do have some issues with it. You know, one of the things they say in the film is we call them orcas. Some people call them killer whales, but these are beautiful, beautiful orcas. We call them orcas. This one killed two people. Right? That's a killer whale. Right? He lost the right to be called orca when he slaughtered two people. Yeah. And people are surprised by what happened. People are surprised by what happened. They say, "Oh my God, I can't believe what's happened at SeaWorld. I can't believe that one of the killer whales tried to eat one of the trainers." Listen, that's not a surprise. I'm a vegan, right? If you make me dance with a sausage on my nose for long enough, eventually I will try the bloody sausage, right? I don't think that's a surprise. And the film is presenting obvious stuff. I was talking to an intelligent person about Blackfish. He said to me, "I can't believe what's going on at SeaWorld. It's disgusting. I can't believe they kidnapped them from the wild." How else did you think that they got them? Did you think there was some sort of recruitment drive? And the thing is, you know, is they want to set this whale free. They want to set Tilikum free because he killed two people. Because he killed two people, they want to set him free. I mean, that's the opposite of crime and punishment, isn't it? I mean, people say because he lives in such horrible conditions. Listen, people live in horrible conditions. We don't let them off for doing stuff. You don't say, "Oh, Derek here killed 6 people. We can't do anything about it because he lives in Hastings."
Thank you very much, Robert. I'm going to give the point to Angela Barnes there. Everyone come back. Thank you very much.
Well, as a vegan, I wanted to supplement my son's education, so I'm helping him to learn to read. That's one of the things that I'm doing, and helping your child to read is one of the most magical and rewarding things that you can do as a parent, on day one. After that, it's one of the most frustrating, annoying, I'd rather punch myself in the face repeatedly than ever do this again activity that you can ever do. And let me tell you why. They do not care about making sense. Right? They'll just read all the easy words. When they get to one they don't know, instead of trying, they'll just look at the picture and just throw something random into the sentence without any regard for what effect that has on what they're saying. And I'm supposed to not get angry. I'm supposed to not get angry when my son goes, Jack went strawberry? How could that be what it said? How could it be Jack went strawberry? What are you talking about? What would that even look like? How could that be what it said? Tell me. I tell you what, you think that's what it said, you go strawberry now. Go on. Go strawberry. That's what you think it said. Stop crying, go strawberry. Go strawberry. Why don't you do it? Go kiwi then, I don't give a shit. You're not doing it, are you? I tell you why not, because it doesn't make any bloody sense. My wife thinks I'm overreacting.
Thank you very much, Robert.
I do think it is a weird strategy, because what you're saying is we're going to make it OK for you to park by a broken meter. So, you know, a solution seems to be fix the meters. Do you know what I mean? Rather than make it OK to park next to broken ones. It's like saying, well, you know, all the trains are late and we know they never arrive, you know, when they're supposed to. So what we've decided to do to tackle the problem, we've decided to abandon the concept of time. So nobody's ever going to be late for anything. We plan to replace the glass ceiling for women with something much easier to clean.
We was in Birmingham the other week doing a gig and you had cream on top of your goulash.
No, listen.
Hey.
Hang on, why are you eating goulash? Goulash is... it's meat in goulash.
I'm not that much of an idiot. It was vegetable goulash. Can I have a beef goulash, but hold the beef? Rob and I had an argument, a discussion about the fact that I thought it had combined so much with the goulash that it rendered the situation untenable. But Rob said, "You could have scooped that out, mate. I don't know what's wrong with you." He's not vegan. He's eating cream over here. I can't believe it. I haven't even heard of it in Lewisham.
Oh, we're such great mates.
Do you think you got to the point where, like, you know, Nick Clegg finally thinks he's stepping up to the plate, like Cameron's on the phone? Listen, my phone reception is a nightmare. We've got an important situation. Nick, I need you to step up. I need you to do the right thing. Can you get in touch with Vodafone and get this sorted out? Russell Crowe stars as Bob Marley. The accent's so offensive you won't even care that he blacked up. As I report from my 6th day here in war-torn Syria, I think the lesson learned is that I should never have called my producer a wanker. A UKIP film presentation, 101 damn Asians. Newark is actually an anagram of Nigel Farage's nickname.
What? Cron?
I love the way that they clapped at different times, just depending on how quickly they got it.
There is an element of chase going on there.
Come on. Well, I'm really sad to be leaving you as your maths teacher. I've got no idea why I've been made redundant, because I've always felt that I've given 110%. I think, you know, actually we should be talking about immigration now, because it's a good thing that he's put it on the table, because, you know, a lot of Europeans are coming into the country and taking jobs that my parents worked so hard to steal in the 70s. It's actually a very exciting game they play, where they just sit there for hours and see which one tries to rehydrate themselves first. Because when... I mean, again, speaking as a vegan, but my problem with it is... Are you a vegan? Listen, get on board, all right? Jesus. You guys disgust me. Yes. You cheese and meat-eating pricks.
Anyway, please, every part of the show, preface every topic we do with, as a vegan.
My point is, Dara, if I may...
The pizza!
Oh, mate, I'll tell you what, pizza, nightmare, right?
Of course, you've missed the main ingredient.
I love pizza, ordered a pizza, right, with no cheese, right? No cheese.
Yeah.
What I didn't realise is not only does cheese add flavour, it also has an adhesive quality. What I got was a box of bread with some vegetables in the corner of the box. The public have spoken, and they said that I'm a knob.
We're not interested, we're not engaged. I think they should combine the election of the leader of the European Commission with the Eurovision Song Contest. So,
How is combining two things that we're not interested in going to make it more interesting? The issue that I have is that, you know, UKIP sort of attracting votes from sort of the elderly. You know, that this is sort of who are increasingly supporting them. And the thing is that you get worried because you think, well, I've sort of had more racist experiences from elderly people, and you can sort of understand how this comes about. But I actually think that elderly people should just be allowed to be racist because, like, they've got enough shit going on in their lives, like, without having to re-educate themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've pissed myself, I've got 2 false hips, and now I can't say darky. Like, it's... I'm quite happy to make him feel comfortable, bump into an elderly person, just give him the old wobble head to make him feel all right. I don't like going out. Don't like going out because I don't look as good as I used to, and I worry about it. I've put on weight, and I think, oh, I don't look all right. And then I think, hold on a minute, I'm married. I don't need to look good. I just need to look better than the prospect of single parenting. And I think I've got that in the tank, you know what I mean? I went out a while ago, and I was out with my friends. We're all in our 30s. We look like awful tribute acts of us in our 20s, and... There's guys there, they're in their 20s, looking ripped and amazing, and I'm thinking, are they going to make us feel bad? Are they going to make us feel awkward? Are they going to make us feel like we're stepping on their turf? And the truth is, they ignore us. Of course they do. Why would they care? See a pride of lions hunting gazelle, they're not going to give a shit when a 3-legged hyena rocks up, are they? Comes to the end of the night, this absolutely gorgeous girl walks up to me, does not break eye contact for a second. I said, hello, this is happening. Can phone my wife, tell her I've still got it. The girl walks up to me, says to me, no word of a lie, taxi for Rachel.
Thank you very much, Robert.
The news. What has Prince Charles said is the largest challenge facing the world today?
Is it narrow doorways and you get your ears caught?
It's climate change.
Yes, it's climate change rather than the narrow doorways.
I thought it was ice buckets.
It's not ice buckets. No, are ice buckets the reason for climate change?
No, but they are one of the biggest challenges in...
They are. They are. Everyone has to do it at some stage.
Charles is worried, apparently, because we've only got another 30 years until climate change might be irreversible. And he's therefore worried that it might ruin his coronation.
This is Charles yesterday on the Royal Yacht, which is not quite as impressive as it used to be.
Is this a summit in New York?
Yes, he's at in Europe.
China and India have not turned up to the summit, and they're like the worst ones for climate change, which is ridiculous. It's like Oscar Pistorius not going to an Oscar Pistorius trial, isn't it? And he's got the biggest carbon footprint going. I like a bit of climate change, isn't it? It's like, I was in the garden yesterday, it's September. It's lovely. It's October soon, sitting in the garden still. No? Do you not have gardens?
That's weather. That's not climate.
Yeah, where does the weather come from? The climate. All I'm saying is, if it goes up a bit, you know, it's not that hot in Lewisham. It's nice to have a couple of extra degrees.
I'm glad you're having a nice day in the garden.
Thank you.
I'm sure there's a polar bear somewhere going, all right, this seems to be getting smaller, but at least Lewisham is having a nice day.
So, we've had a rough few years. And I'm not going to bump into him anyway, am I?
I would love it. Ding dong, and you open your door and there's a polar bear and they're going...
Well, To be fair, luckily, because
holding a tiny piece of ice under his arm.
To be fair,
my house.
because of the narrow doorways, you won't even be able to get in anyway.
The United Nations, they're encouraging people to go vegetarian, aren't they? Because apparently one of the big problems with climate change is all these cows farting. So, yeah, either we've got to eat less meat or we need to give the cows a bit of Pepto-Bismol.
I don't understand that, because, like, if the cows farting is causing the problem, then surely eating them is the solution. I mean...
You think we're eating cows as a way of saving, you know, we should we've got to eat all the cows before they fart us into a climate change?
The thing, I mean, I'm speaking as a vegan, by the way, but there is a logical disconnect here, because, like, you know, you say that, you know, you don't want to have all these animals that are farting, whatever, but there is this point we have to go. We'd have to just, what do we do? Just release them into the public?
On the unlikely circumstance, the rest of us who aren't vegans suddenly go, do you know what? No. Not going to that. No more meat. We all go, no more beef. There'll be other cattle farmers going, what am I supposed to do with this lot then? And you go, well, you just let them go. No. Let them go back into the wild where they belong.
Feed them to the polar bears.
First. OK, the next topic is unlikely film trailers.
One man fights his greatest peril. Laryngitis.
Troy, certificate 15. If you're too young, why don't you make a giant wooden adult?
Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler in. Well, don't matter, does it? It's going to be shit anyway.
A UKIP film presentation, 101 Damn Asians.
Tom Cruise in the most ludicrous sci-fi thriller yet, a Scientology documentary.
This summer, Russell Crowe is punching people randomly in the face.
From the makers of Kaka 1. Kaka 2.
Do you want to build a snowman? Do you want to have the words to let it go in your head all the time until you die? Then come see Frozen. I dare you.
Thor. You'll be amazed at how many problems can be solved by a big man with a massive hammer.
I Can't Read Productions presents Salmon Fishing in the Seaman, Yemen.
Look, an ancient African city. From the makers of Timbuk 1.
Russell Crowe stars as Bob Marley. The accent's so offensive you won't even care that he blacked up.
No, this isn't the day the Earth stood still. It's just that you're in Norfolk.
Tom Cruise. Explosions. A flash of boob. That'll do you.
Despicable Me 3, now starring as the arch-villain Gru, Dara O'Brien.
It looks like a runner bean, only smaller. from the makers of Mange 1.
I only told you to blow the bloody door off. In cinemas now, the Oscar Pistorius story.
At the end of that round, the point's going to Ed, Hugh and Milton. Unlikely things for a vet to say.
Of course your monkey's got diabetes. You've been feeding him Cocoa Pops for 20 years.
I know it's expensive, Mrs. Smith, but if you want your cat put down, you're going to have to make 9 appointments.
No, I'm afraid Timmy won't be coming out of hibernation soon, and that's because he's not actually a tortoise, he's a Freibentos pie.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut open the stomach of your Rottweiler, and hopefully I'll have both of us out of here in no time whatsoever.
Oh, if only they could talk, I'd be in prison.
The bad news is we've had to chop off one of Fido's legs, but the good news is you put roller skates on him, that's 3 million hits on YouTube right there.
You're right, Mrs. Thomas. This is the first beaver I've seen. Now, what pet have you brought in?
The good news is your snake has survived. The bad news is he's never going to walk again.
Well, sir, if you think this treatment is too expensive, I suggest you get your meerkat to find somewhere cheaper.
Well, yes, your horse is a little bit overweight, but it's nothing to worry about. Oh, it's a dog.
We just had the test results back on the cows, and it's not good, I'm afraid. They're 10% horse meat.
I'm afraid it's dead, Mr. Forsyth, but I would say maybe you shouldn't have kept it on your head for so long.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to put your dog down. Rover, you're a fat, lazy arsehole who couldn't catch a stick to save his life.
Mr. Johnson, you spoil that dog. Not only are you overfeeding him, but he's quite capable of licking his own balls.
At the end of that round, the points go to Chris, Hugh and Gary. OK, here we go. The first subject is lines you wouldn't hear in a sci-fi movie.
Captain's log, stardate 21:35. It's a Tuesday.
Actually, Jeremy Carr's just got the DNA results back. And apparently, Luke, I'm not your father.
Commander Skywalker, bad news. We left R2-D2 outside to stand guard, and the council took him away for emptying.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. I've seen attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. I've seen...
There's a giant Satsuma in front of the ship. Go to orange alert.
First, there were snakes on the plane. Now the British remake, Wasp in a car.
You can't win, Darth. If you strike me down now, I shall become more powerful. Get off, you prick!
What is it, Captain? I've never seen anything like it in my life. Of course not, Scotty. It's the sun.
Since you have got your laser gun trained on me, I've got a bit of stubborn hair just here.
Permission to beam down to the Forbidden Planet. No.
I can see dead people. That's because I'm watching UK TV Gold.
Here are the sci-fi football results. R2D2, C3P, 0.
Look at all those fading, dwindling stars, forced to eat bugs in a jungle.
If you leave our protection, you will almost definitely die. Scotty, do you still want independence?
Luke, I am your father. Go to your room.
Captain, I don't like it when you call me Spockface.
To boldly go where no man has gone before. Anne Widdecombe.
How many Klingons does it take to change a dilithium crystal? 10. 1 to change it, and the other 9 to chastise him for performing such a menial task when he's a member of a proud warrior race.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a TV detective show.
Next up, on Channel 5, a woman has a painful wrist in RSI Miami.
Of course I dusted for Prince. I'm his cleaner, and he prefers to be known as the artist formerly known as Prince.
How did I recognise him from just his genitalia? It was the red and blue paisley pyjamas around the outside.
Do you not speak Danish?
This week, Rosemary and Thyme are joined by 2 Indian detectives. Turmeric and chili.
You're going to arrest me for making lewd and childish innuendos? I hope you don't expect me to come quietly.
This week, there's panic in Midsummer as they meet their first black man.
Ah, you said it was a whodunit. Yeah, we arrested Hugh Dennis.
I think I have solved it, Watson. No shit, Sherlock.
There has been a heinous crime committed on the Orient Express. Somebody has done a shit while the train was still in a station.
Leave me alone, Watson. I'm going to go back into my mind palace and have the wank of a lifetime.
Yeah. The murderer has cut out the victim's tongue. Let's get that back to the lab. I've got some envelopes need licking.
Now, Constable, the fact that you've had to redo the chalk outline 17 times should surely be an indication that the victim is still alive.
I shoot my gun like I shoot my load into my hand.
You're under arrest. You're not obliged to say anything, but anything you do say means you'll be an actor rather than an extra and you get paid a bit more.
So you say that at the time of the murder, you were hosting Daybreak on ITV. So there's no witnesses to corroborate.
Hello, we're the fashion police. Let's see the body. Oh, blue with green. He deserves to die.
The first round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories relating to current events. For each chosen category, I read out an answer and each player has to guess what the question might be. Gina, which category would you like?
I'm going to go for home news.
OK, your category is home news. The answer is 77 billion. What could the question be?
What will be the average London house price in 2008?
How many sperm does it take to change a light bulb?
Is it according to the Daily Mail how many asylum seekers are there in Britain? I think this is the number that Stephen Hawking can count up to before his battery runs out.
OK, it is to do with the law. Something that's going to be against the law very soon.
It's the amount of cigarettes that get smoked in a year in Britain.
Very good, well done, Roy. This refers to the smoking bill passed in the House of Commons this week, which will outlaw smoking in pubs, clubs and workplaces.
But, I mean, the banned hunting, the banned smoking, if you're a beagle, you've got no pleasures left.
It's all come too late for Roy Castle, hasn't it? Roy Castle's going to be spinning in his grave now, trying to beat the world record for spinning in his grave, currently held by O.J. Simpson's wife.
That was quite brilliant, and it was 3 different jokes, one after the other.
I think it's kind of ironic that you'd ban smoking in pubs in London when it's kind of impossible to breathe outside a pub in London. Children are chasing buses down the street, like nipping at the tailpipe, hoping for chunks of charcoal fresh air, you know.
So says the man from LA.
But it has completely changed, because when I was a kid, you used to be able to buy not only normal cigarettes, but chocolate cigarettes. If you couldn't get normal, you were weaned onto cigarettes by chocolate cigarettes. And if you were in a media family, presumably you had to snort lines of sherbet.
You let people drive cars, right? I'm
Yes.
guessing a car puts out more smoke than maybe a cigarette?
It does, but that doesn't mean... Yeah.
You don't actually drive inside.
Yeah.
You know, don't drink and drive, especially in the pub.
What shocking figure has smoking been held largely responsible for in parts of Glasgow?
The shocking figure of Michelle McManus, Tara. It's the life expectancy of 54.
It is just below 54 in parts of Glasgow.
Yeah.
The Carlton?
And if you've ever been to the Carlton, you'll realise that's maybe a bit long. It's got a lower life expectancy than Iraq, and the really galling thing is that Iraqis also get to watch a better standard of football.
The Guardian illustrated the story with this photo from a Glasgow pub of schoolboy Paul Macmillan.
How have they managed to get the moon inside the room?
This is Glasgow's version of the Lord of the Rings. Aye, I'm a wee elf.
I don't understand that at all. Also, somebody ought to tell him that his shoulder's on fire.
It's all very well making jokes about this guy, but I'm going to be the one wandering round the streets of Glasgow where he's sitting on the lookout for me with his little hobbit friends.
As the bloke next to him vaporised completely.
Yeah. His head Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Would you do it? Are you going to?
No, I'm not going to do it like that. No.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all right. Just got a bit more coffee.
No, leave it there.
Okay. Did you enjoy the Olympic Games?
I did.
Okay, we need you to walk in again because apparently Alan, Andy and Andy, you're walking in with shit.
Yeah.
Who are these two and why are they in the news this week?
Who are these two?
You're right, it is quite beginner, that. Sorry, I'll do it again.
Who are these two?
Who are these two?
I don't know, Dara. They look like nice men. Who are they? Like me head.
Oh,
they got
round my hat.
Why will you not die, Skyward?
Michael, they have taken you.
Will you not go home and die?
Wasn't there any of that at the Olympic opening ceremony?
What?
There was none of it.
Irish rebel songs?
Yeah. They weren't all Irish. We've got a great...
It would be really weird if they just opened on a man going, England has stolen our young. Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a... Could you shut the fuck up?
Was that for me?
No, it wasn't. It was the end of his.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
sorry.
You get to the fucking mic and then put it... Well, this is the news that Ed Miliband has launched a campaign to make himself better known to voters, embracing his geek image and comprehensive school education. So is this going to make it more appealing?
No.
OK.
Do you know what will make him more appealing? Standing him next to a big pile of shit.
Yeah, we're having fun, it's great. OK, how's that? Let me just... I'll just do this. Are you testing it? You liking this? Yeah. Is that all right? Oh, yeah. Too hot for TV. Yeah. How's that? Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
This is the DVD your uncle bought you. Yeah. Our next round is called Headliners. Here's a picture of America's former power couple, Bill and Hillary Clinton. But what does CADC stand for?
Is it cheerleaders' arse distracts Clintons?
I think they're saying goodbye to Barack Obama. Cheerio and don't call.
Clinton's assassination dreams continue.
Clinton announces deepening chlamydia.
How about Clinton's accept defeat childishly?
How would you do it? Would you just go, oh, you're the winner, you're the winner. I'm Barack Obama.
Is it Carl...
Is it chimpanzee amazes drugged couple? He's just like that. Oh, 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 and they're like.
That would amaze me. I'm sorry, no drugs involved, but that would amaze if a chimp went. You go. That is one hot chimp.
Come on, that would amaze you if they can train them to move a piano.
Or make tea.
To be honest, how much money would you love to go to London Zoo just to see one day a pole dancer training a monkey how to dance? Let's do it. We've got clout.
When he's in the highest office, when you're premier.
To be honest, that is number one on the list.
Is it Clinton's address Democratic Convention?
It is, of course. Well done, Hugh. Very good. The next topic is unlikely things to hear at Wimbledon.
Well, at 2 sets down, let's see what he's got in his locker. He's not going to be there for about 20 minutes. I've got a crowbar.
Serena Williams has been seeded. You've got to admire the bravery of that bloke.
Hello, I'm Sue Barker. You may remember my father, Chew Barker.
Well, they say that the All England Club is a bit behind the times, and that's why this small boy has just had his hand chopped off for stealing a strawberry.
I am a tennis umpire and gay, and it wasn't easy to come out!
What a fantastic slice, but I do think the All England Club will insist she wears knickers again next year.
Fuck off, Tim!
Well, how did the umpire get up there? I think he must have used the set bladder.
Of course, this year the British players play a lot better. If we look at this graph, we see huge biceps and an angry... Sorry, Steffi, wrong graph.
And for any of our Scottish viewers, what you can see there in that glass of Pimm's is fruit.
Andy Murray here. Andy Murray not being able to make it here today, but we do have his cab driver on the other line. Can you tell us what's occurred? I can't get out the cab!
And the mound has taken a real pounding in the last fortnight. I think the All England Club are fine with it as long as it doesn't affect her tennis.
The first subject is unlikely things to hear on radio.
You're listening to Radio U-Tree, the cream of the 1970s, broadcasting live from Pentonville.
This is Jazz FM. You're listening by mistake.
This is the breakfast news. The Prime Minister had porridge, the Home Secretary had muesli.
My piles are giving me so much bloody grief. No. You're listening to Smooth FM.
This is the Somali shipping forecast. Don't go out there!
This is Magic FM. Pick a frequency, any frequency.
F9 hit. A2 miss. C3 hit. That was the battle shipping forecast.
You're listening to Radio 3. Anyone? 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 Bueller?
On Talk Radio today, we've been discussing what a tosser Nick Clegg is. And now on the line, we've got David from Central London.
That was God is Dead by Black Sabbath. You're listening to Vatican Radio.
And at number one this week, Jedward, proving that teenage girls cannot be trusted with money.
Well, I'm in the eye in the sky with the travel report. I've waited 20 years to file this particular report. If I look down, I can see red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow...
Don't touch that dial! I'm defrosting a pie.
Next up on Radio 1, Nick Grimshaw. He's not very good, but he's only 28, so he definitely didn't get up to anything in the 1970s.
Next, Ed Miliband lays out his policies in I'm sorry I haven't a clue.
It's now 10 p.m. on Radio 4. And before the news, here's 5 minutes of free porn.
Unlikely challop lines.
No, should have gone to Specsavers.
My name's Ed. What's it short for? Dunno, it's just always been like that.
You had me at hello, which is why most of my friends think I'm a bit of a slag.
Your father must have been a thief, and I'm going to catch him if it's the last thing I do. Your father's got a present.
It's a loyalty card. Every 10 shags, I buy you a present.
Hey, are you a parking ticket? Because I picked you up on the street and now I can't afford to pay you.
Love is blind, and so am I. Now let me feel your face so I know you're not a munter.
I'd say my approach to sex is a lot like the government's approach to Brexit. I go in hard and then pull out when I realise I have no idea what I'm doing.
Oh, so when you sit there seductively licking your lips, that's sexy. But when I do it, I'm weird and should get off your lips.
You look like $1 million. Less impressive than you would have done 10 years ago.
I like my men like I like women.
Hey, girl, you must be tired, because you look real tired. Get some rest, lady.
Well, I hope you're nothing like my ex-girlfriend. She was so demanding. Always asked me to text her when I got in. That's how small my penis is.
So do you come here often? To this STD clinic?
If I could rearrange the alphabet, I'd put you and I together, which is why I was fired from my job as an English teacher.
Roses are red, violets are red, you're red, the sky is red, I'm bleeding in the eyes.
You've got an arse that just won't quit, despite calling an election and losing a majority.
You don't look like you did through the binoculars.
If I said you had a nice body, would you hold it against me? While I cry on your shoulder, I'm so lonely, God, I'm so lonely.
On a first date, I always like to go Dutch. I don't mean I split the bill, but I'll do some really kinky stuff in clogs.
I like my women like I like my coffee. Always getting my name wrong.
If you were on an Indian menu, you would have 3 chilies next to you, because you make me shit myself.
Now the topic is family.
Oh, OK, fine. I did that run very well, didn't I? So, affording your own home is very difficult in today's climate. And recently, I've been forced to live with a couple. They're called Dad and Mum. And one thing that my parents' friends all like to let me know is that they are down with the pervs. They are down with the pervs. They love the pervs, and I'm gay. I'm gay. I don't know if I needed to explain that. Well, I say I'm gay. I hardly find the time. But I mean, I'm a Gemini as well, but they don't get a parade. But the thing is, like, their friend, Les, wanted to come over and talk to me. Les comes over and he says, oh, Tom, I've got to tell you, right, my brother, he is gay now. Gay? Now, I mean, it sounded like he'd done an evening class and become a Pilates instructor. So oh, yeah, my brother, he's gay now. He's ever so worried about telling me, He said, oh, I've got to tell you, Les, I'm gay, Les. I thought, gay, Les? That's complicated, isn't it? I didn't know you could be both. So I'm gay, Les. And I just said to him, Tom, oh, don't worry, bruv. There's one on every bus. Which I thought was a very confusing thing to say, because as far as I'm concerned, all the gays I know use Uber.
Thank you very much, Tom. Well done. Give a round for Tom Allen.
We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Fred, which category would you like?
World news, please, Dana.
OK, your category is world news. The answer is 1/5. What's the question?
How much of a Boris Johnson speech is not, well, I say, yes?
Unlikely things for a sports commentator to say.
So, Boris Johnson, are you enjoying the Olympics? Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Claire Balding, are you enjoying the Olympics?
Politics. Who wants to come in on that? Andy.
All right, so it's been a pretty amazing time for black people in politics. There's a lot of black women who are becoming movers and shakers in politics. We've got Una King going up for Labour candidacy for the mayoral election. We've got Diane Abbott. She's got her 33 nominations. She's going up for Labour leadership. Doesn't stand a chance. But good luck to you. And, of course, we've got Floella Benjamin is in the House of Lords. Now, I know what you're thinking. How the hell did she get in there? Like, through the round window? It's true. Now, I think we've shown that obviously we're up for change. We've shown we've got a sense of humour as well. That is the only way that Boris Johnson could have possibly got himself elected. But I had a lovely story about Boris Johnson, about him and his dad. Apparently, they look very similar. And his dad also likes riding a bike. And his dad was out one day riding his bike. And some random geezer just shouted at him, "Oi, Johnson, you wanker." And he went, "I think you mean my son." Which I thought was lovely.
According to a recent poll, how far ahead is the Leave campaign in the European referendum? A recent YouGov poll showed that the Leave campaign is ahead by 4%, although there is no clear consensus, and a poll from ORB has shown that Remain is 1% ahead. It's an exciting campaign, though. Are we all enjoying it?
Well,
loving it.
Some people say that the polls can't be trusted, which tells you how they're going to vote.
I don't know how you could look to a poll this area, because you truly ring somebody's doorbell and you open it and then you go, "Are you in or out?" And they go, "Well, I'm clearly in."
I think it's not had a great PR campaign behind it, has it? Because Brexit's a terrible name. It sounds like cereal you have when you're constipated.
Given the rest of Europe's attitude to us, it feels a lot more like Bruck off at the moment.
Do you remember when we were doing a series last year that it wasn't Brexit, it was called Brixit this time last year?
Was it?
Which is another version of Brixit, which is also wrong because it sounds like a type of Lego, or what the Greek finance minister does every time he sees Angela Merkel.
I think the problem for the Leave campaign is the people in charge. Michael Gove, who looks like a kind of satirical cartoon of Michael Gove. One of the things he said at the weekend was, "We should say to Europe, you're fired," which is a catchphrase that is 10 years old. He might as well go, "We should say to France, what's up?" Is that Angela Merkel?
Don't leave me hanging, people. Don't leave me hanging. What's up? Yeah, what's up?
Well, it's not even the worst looking, though, out of the pair, because Boris looks like a newly circumcised penis. With a wig on it.
Oh, with a wig on it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'd be terrified if I was faced with Boris, because he looks like the ghost of the honey monster.
Because when you've got Gove, Johnson and Farage, that isn't the leader of a campaign. That is the worst ever game of shag, marry, kill.
Now we play a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Nathan, which category would you like?
Health, please.
OK, your category is health, and the answer is 8. What is the question?
How many Father's Day cards did Boris Johnson get?
Next, to demonstrate chaos theory, we've locked Boris Johnson in a room with an aardvark and some magic mushrooms.
Letterman was trying to trip him up by asking about British history, which is tricky because we've got a lot more of it than they have, right? And, you know, American history exams are really easy. They just have questions like, on what date was September the 11th?
You could also, John, you say your name is Letterman. In my country, we would call you Postman.
I'm sorry. He wasn't going on as a Bond villain. I am from that would be Kill Cheek. Kill him now!
They love us as villains. They always have English people as villains. They don't know who he is. This was we could have sent anybody. We should have sent Alan Rickman. Hello.
Do you know what he came out to, Joe?
Yeah, I know what he came out to. He came out to loads of dry ice, and they said it represented a London fog, when we haven't had a London fog for over 100 years. That's the stereotype image that those Americans believe. What? The fat, dumb redneck. The closest we've currently got to a London fog is Boris Johnson at the moment. Or Amy Childs from The Only Way Is Essex.
What Boris Johnson did say was that he got it wrong deliberately because he didn't want to seem like he had Latin coming out of every orifice. Now, that sounds creepy, doesn't it?
The thing about Boris Johnson, though, isn't it, is everybody thinks he's quintessentially English, but in fact he was born in America, named after a Russian, and looks like a Swedish person who's eaten another Swedish person.
The answer is 600 metres. What is the question?
How far away can Boris Johnson smell of custard cream?
Is it in fact, how far can the Proclaimers walk now?
Our next round is called Newsreel. We play on a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask Hugh to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features Boris Johnson and David Cameron.
Ah, tally-ho, look out, posh boy coming through. I wonder if there's any grub. I'm absolutely starving.
Now, remember why we're here, Boris? We're here to reassure the public about spending cuts, not just so you can eat.
No, but look, there's cake. There's cake. There's loads of cake. I love cake. They've got all sorts of cake. We've got pink cake. They've got blue cake. What am I? Am I pink? Am I blue? Am I pink? I've never been pink. God, I sound like William Hague. Anyway, all the cake's on cameras. He's got loads of cash from the spending cuts.
Actually, this is the last £10 left in Britain, so we'd best be careful with it.
Well, I want a meringue. I love a meringue. I love all the cream in a meringue.
Well, why don't you share mine? I mean, times are hard.
Well, I could, I suppose, but I have a rule. I have a rule. I never share anything with another man, unless, of course, it's his wife. There we go. Now, careful, don't get any of the white stuff up there. No, that would be very bad. Anyway.
So, do you have any change? We were hoping to save some for the poor people. It doesn't really matter, but if there is some left over... £3, lovely. That's absolutely perfect.
God, there's a big crowd here. I wonder if I could do them for the congestion charge. They absolutely love me for the congestion charge. They love my blonde-haired buffoonery. They love me. Come on, Boris. Oh yes, they love me. And they love me when I'm riding my bike. That's what they really love. Yes. Oops.
There we go. That's the Pakistani betting syndicate satisfied.
Oh no, lovely. Sticky fingers. Yes, I love a sticky finger. That's not the first. Oh, look, a genuine Cockney. Hello, how are you? Oh, Lauren Lummy, who shot Cock Robin, apples and pears. Down the old chimney, Mary Poppins, the Cray twins, innit?
I'm sorry, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well done, you. Frankie delivers a speech in the guise of a leading figure on the world stage, while Hugh translates what they really mean. Frankie, this week,
You are Leader of the Opposition, David Cameron, addressing the nation.
Let me assure you, I understand the pain of the people of Tewkesbury.
We're both up to our necks in shit.
This summer, I have put the Tory party back where they belong.
Third in 2 by-elections.
But what does PHFE stand for?
An extract from Boris Johnson's commentary. Peasants, half-wits, fools, extra heights.
I'm going to move towards the correct answer.
Pregnant hooker frightens England.
Boris Johnson will make a great mayor. He has a lot in common with London's first mayor.
He's a dick.
I have taken steps to ensure that I will be the next Prime Minister of this great country.
Dear Jimmy. Could you fix it for me?
They're here, Frankie! Likely things to hear at a party conference.
Yes, I'm a millionaire. Yes, I went to Eton. But I really feel I can relate to the rest of you scum.
My name's Dave, like the TV channel. We both repeat the same old shit over and over again.
It has just been unacceptable cut after unacceptable cut. Why can't Boris Johnson find a proper hairdresser?
The answer is 691 million. What is the question?
My first thought was, how many people worldwide will watch Boris Johnson pick up the Olympic torch and think, ooh, David Bowie's let himself go?
Unlikely things to hear on Doctor Who.
When I was giving you a quote as your cleaner, Doctor, I was giving you a quote from the outside.
No, there isn't going to be a new doctor. I'm being replaced by a helpline.
That is the last time we park the TARDIS outside the Portaloos at Glastonbury.
Davros, we meet again. Oh, Lord Sugar, I'm so sorry.
Hey, saw you from across the TARDIS, and I think I regenerated in my pants.
Doctor, Doctor, you must help me. I think I'm a pair of curtains.
Tragic news about the Ood. There's been a terrible flood. They tried to escape into the wood, but it didn't do any good, and now they're all dude.
No, I'm the doctor who works for the World Health Organization.
Yes, I mainly hang around young women. Yes, I was on television in the 1970s. Where are you going with this?
You've got to believe me, Clara. This is our best chance. Now, unzip my flies and I'll explain later.
Let's go forward in time by an hour. Then we get a quid off the pizza.
Now, the first thing to remember on planet Xenon is turn off data roaming.
We are 10 million years in the future. H.G. Wells has just got married.
You are the doctor. I am the tracheotomy patient.
I am the doctor. I am 1,200 years old. And this is my assistant, who's 27.
play a round called There's No Super Injunction on Our Ryan Gags. This game involves Greg, Milton and Sean, so if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers will step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. The first subject is... trust. Who wants to come in on that? Sean.
I get guilty when I'm with a friend and he loses money in his house. This happened to me recently. My friend lost a £5. I thought, does he think I've taken his £5? Is this what's happening? He thinks I've taken... I want to say I haven't taken his £5, but I don't want him to think that I'm guilty. And then I start thinking, hang on, have I taken his £5? Maybe I've taken his £5. Maybe I've put his £5 in my pocket. I want to check my pocket. I can't check my pocket. If he sees me checking my pocket, he's going to think I've nicked his £5. I want to go and hide and check my pocket. I can't hide and check my pocket. If I hide and check my pocket, he's definitely going to think I've nicked his £5. So I went into the bathroom. I found his £5. I couldn't go and give it to him. It would have looked like I got guilty, decided to give it back. I can't just leave it there. He's seen me go in. It's going to look like I planted it, so I just nicked it.
Very good job. OK, let's spin the wheel again. Subject is family. Who wants to come in on that? Greg.
All of my family are obsessed by the ageing process. Every single generation of us are obsessed by it at the moment. I'll just share this with you before I talk about other family members, just so I can get it off my chest. I was visiting my parents last week, and an old family friend came up to us in the street and said to my mum, "Hello, Pauline, how are you?" She said, "I'm all right, thanks, Kath, how are you?" And then she looked up at me and she said, "Hello, Bob, how are you?" Bob is my dad. He is 75 years of age. All of us are obsessed with it. All of us are obsessed with ageing in our family. Even my nan. My nan is doing her best to hold off the years. She puts a pound of face cream on every single morning. You know, and there's not a face cream on the market that works, ladies and gentlemen. I know that because of my nan, because she's a lovely woman, but she's religiously applied this stuff, and with the best will in the world, her face is ruined. I said to her, "You've spent all that time and all that money, Gran, and your face is no better than Grandad's." And he's dead. He died in the war. He got shot in the face. With a cannon.
OK. That leaves you with Milton. Let's see what you've been after. Let's spin the wheel. And the subject is travel.
When I was young, my mum used to put food on a spoon and say, "There's a train coming, there's a train coming, there's a train coming." We'd always eat it because we knew that if we didn't, she wouldn't untie us from the railway line. I tried to get here by train today. They said, "Today there's a bus replacement service." So I gave them a tin of pineapple chunks. I said, "What's that?" I said, "That's my money replacement service." I didn't have any money because her friend nicked my £5. Thanks, that doesn't normally work. Anyway, I managed to borrow a car and I parked it up in Bus Lane. Last year I went on a ballooning holiday, put on 4 stone. The other day I bought one of those off-road vehicles. 3,000 quid, got it home, found out it was a canoe.
We start with a round call. If this is the answer, what is the question? On the board are 6 categories. Ivo, which category would you like?
I would like home news, please, Dara.
Home news it is. The answer is 1 year. What is the question?
What would be an appropriate prison sentence for people who use the phrase hollybobs?
Not the answer, but I'll take it.
Is it how long the BBC have left now they've lost Bake Off?
And the clock is already ticking.
Yeah. Is it in a Wetherspoon's kitchen? What is the chef's equivalent of the 5-second rule?
Is it Southern Rail's estimate for London to Brighton journey?
Do people kiss goodbye to their children at a Southern Rail station and go, you look after your mum?
How long does it take to earn £100 if you work at Sports Direct?
How long does it take a YouTube clip to buffer at my parents' house?
Is it... How long would Charles Manson have gotten in prison if he'd been a promising swimmer?
Yeah.
Bit of politics there.
How long does Jeremy Hunt want junior doctors to work per week?
OK, so under Theresa May's education reforms, how much of a carefree childhood will children now be allowed?
Is it how long would it take to rewatch all of Dara's TV appearances from the last month?
Thank you very much.
If I make a joke about ISIS in the queue, how long will it take me to get through airport security?
OK, is that the correct answer?
I think. How long has Jeremy Corbyn been leader of the Labour Party?
It is indeed. Thank you very much, Judez. Well done. Yes, the question I was looking for was for how long has Jeremy Corbyn been leader of the Labour Party, and will he stay as leader of the Labour Party?
He's not had a very successful year, has he? Really, he moves forward with all the dynamism, energy, and impetus of a canal boat. But his followers really believe in him, to the extent that at the party conference they've now told the caterers just to provide loaves and fishes.
Jeremy Corbyn has got the look of a man who can survive 6 months on 1 Kendal mint cake.
If it was a computer game, he would be the last character that you would choose.
But in terms I understand, what Pokemon is he?
I would say he's Lickitung. You know, just sort of, like, quite sluggish.
Yeah. I feel he's more Magikarp. A flapping fish, you know, needs a lot of candy to upgrade.
I feel like my nightmare has finally come true. It has happened. I am sitting here and I do not understand what you are talking about.
And in your nightmare, were you dressed as a member of Mumford & Sons? Or one of the borrowers.
Shade at my waistcoat?
It's a little rural for you, that particular waistcoat. Have you come into some land?
Neither he or his challenger for the party leadership, Owen Smith, would make very good X-Men. Corbyn's superpower would be sitting in a corridor even though there are seats available. And Owen Smith's superpower would be if he walks into a room, no one knows who he is.
Because Owen Smith, he looks like God's tried to make the most boring-looking man he can, and halfway through he got bored.
We play a round called #Wheel of News, #funny, #lol. This game involves Rob, Sarah and Gary. See if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round's a stand-up challenge. I launched a Wheel of News, and whoever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. OK, here we go. Let's spin the wheel. The first topic is family. Who wants to come in on that?
I'll do it.
Rob.
I went shopping with my nan the other day. She's a very straight-talker, man, very sort of south-east London. And we were in the shops. I said, Nan, get yourself some trousers. They're on special. She went, nah, it's all right, son. Got enough to see me out. How depressing is that? But it's your fashion choices upon your lifespan. don't care. She's quite modern. She's on the internet and stuff. She went, I saw you on YouTube last Tuesday. I was like, watch it when you want, Nan. It's not scheduled. And she... Oh, is that a weird fly? Oh. Oh, it's weird, wasn't it?
What's a weird fly?
It's my granddad having a go. I went to visit her recently. Her internet weren't working right. She went, can you sort my internet out? I went, all right, Nan, show me how you normally log on to internet. I'll see what you're doing wrong and get it done. She went, what I'll do is I click on the start button. I was like, right. She went, I go into programs. I was like, right. She went, I go into accessories. I'm like, that's wrong, but carry on. She went, I go into games. I'm like, oh, God. I go into solitaire, play that for a bit, click on the cross, then I double-click on Internet Explorer. And I'm sitting there thinking, you could probably cut out the middleman now. And I was worried that she's at home thinking that she has to play solitaire to get online. I need to send that email, but I cannot face another card game. I'm sick of it. Any sort of, like, internet sort of computer people are thinking, actually, Rob, that is the incorrect route to solitaire on the latest version of Windows. You're correct. But she's on Windows 98. We're not upgrading her. It'll see her out.
Well done, Rob. OK, let's spin the wheel. Somebody who's ageing. Who wants to talk about that? Sarah.
OK, so I'm 33 years old, which is where magazines will tell you that a woman has her sexual peak. And I used to think that was a lie, that it was something that they were saying to younger women so they wouldn't be afraid of getting older. Like, oh, yes, you will have a moustache and a slow metabolism, but you'll also be gagging for it all of the time. And now I'm this age and I do believe in it. I basically think your body starts flooding with hormones because you only have so much longer left to have a child, because that's it. I'm 33 and I've never had a baby. I have had a tapeworm. It's not the same. And, but the trouble that I'm having is, so my boyfriend's also my age and he's experiencing a lot less interest in sex. He's having a sexual slump. Because apparently boys have a sexual peak when they're around 18. And that is not fair. That is a horrible trick that nature has played. Because an 18-year-old doesn't want to have sex with me any more than I want people to know that I've done that. And it's not fair. It's not fair, because when I was a teenager, I didn't particularly enjoy or understand sex, yet I had it all of the time, out of politeness, or to stay friends with someone, or say thanks for the lift.
Thank you very much. Well done. Very good. So that leaves us now with Gary. Let's see what you've been at for, Gary. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is shopping. Away you go.
I bought a slimming magazine in W.H. Smith's. I didn't read it, I just wanted a big bar of Galaxy for £1. I bought some fancy pens at a nudist art shop. Felt tips? No, but I touched a couple of bollocks. I was in a lingerie shop. I said, are these knickers satin? He said, no, they're new. I went to buy a Christmas tree. The guy said, you're going to put it up yourself? I said, no, I was thinking the living room. Bought a chameleon, lost it. Why is it that when women go to the toilet in pairs, no one minds, but when I did it, I got thrown out the greengrocers? I got into a fight with my acupuncturist and stabbed him. He said he'd never felt better. According to the vet, my cat's in heat. I didn't even know she was famous. A friend of mine keeps going on and on about how good his orthopaedic shoe is, but I think he's built it up too much. I bought an advent calendar for Jehovah's Witnesses, but on every door somebody tells you to fuck off. Thank you.
Oh, brilliant. But at the end of that round, the points go to Gary the lead. Come on back.
round is called Dating Videos. The players take on the identity of a famous newsmaker and record a Lonely Hearts video in the style of that person. Everyone else has to try and guess who they are. So Hugh, you're up first. Please make your way over to the performance area and show us your dating video.
One, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. I do eventually hope to be able to count higher than that. Let me paint you a picture of myself. I can do that. I've got an art A level. Well, I'm a pretty cool guy. I don't smoke. Well, you know, nothing legal anyway. I support charities. I like to wear a wristband. Oh no, I like to wear an armband. Make minorities history. And I'm a redhead, which I get from my father, apparently.
Who is it?
Oh, Prince Harry.
It is, of course, Prince Harry. Well done, Hugh. Sit down. Congratulations.
Your category is home news. The answer is 43 years. What is the question?
Is it for how long will the average Glastonbury goer keep their wristband on?
Is it how long will it take for Nigel Farage's erection to subside?
Is it, if Jeremy Corbyn asked the Shadow Cabinet for a high five, how long would they leave him hanging?
Is it how long will somebody have to wait if they're born today before they can move out of their parents' house?
Is it how long will you have to wait for your Uber if everyone gets deported?
Is it how long does Rob take to brush his teeth?
Big teeth, isn't it?
Is it what's the age difference between Cher and parts of Cher?
Is it how many years has Jeremy Corbyn had his shirt?
Is it the average age of the Russian under-21 gymnastic team?
Does anyone know the correct answer?
On which wedding anniversary is it traditional to give them some time apart?
Well, actually, I think it's how long have we been in the EU?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much. The question I was looking for was how long has the UK been a member of the EU before Thursday's momentous referendum vote to leave? How have people reacted to the result?
I'm pretty furious with my granddad. I mean, I was only being nice to him to get the inheritance, and now his vote has made the inheritance worthless.
There's been a big age divide, though, hasn't there? A lot of the older people have voted to leave, and a lot of the younger people have voted to stay. And I just think if you are a person over 65, I'd avoid stairs for the next 10 years.
I think we could have prevented that, though, by making an internet vote.
It would be very wrong to stereotype all Leave voters as old anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Although it doesn't matter if we do, because they'll all be in bed by now.
Statistically, 4,000 of them are already dead. If we just... It's going to take 2 years to leave. If we just held the referendum in 2 years, it would have been a landslide.
Yes, it's very, very disappointing. Some people felt it, you know, it's a trait of the British people, the desire for sovereignty, the desire for independence, all that, you know.
Yeah, it was a big war cry, wasn't it, to get Britain back, you know, and that's already started. The currency is already back to a point that it was in 1985, so I mean, it's clearly working.
When Sunderland voted to leave, I thought maybe they thought they were voting to leave Sunderland.
Would I like to leave? Fantastic. If I go in, I just tick yes, I go into another booth and suddenly, like Mr. Ben, I would be
I'm not in Sunderland anymore.
I think the Cornish voted to leave as well, didn't they? Cornwall voted to leave because they think it's going to give the fishing industry a boost, which it probably will, because fish will become our currency when... announces.
It's like the country's had, like, an office affair. They've got to, like, middle age, had an office affair, thought, this is a bit crazy, actually, I'm going to leave her. Yeah, and then they get a new flat in Canary Wharf, going, yeah, freedom! And give it 2 years, they're crying, sitting in their pants, and the people that are left over are the kids, and they're screwed.
I tell you what, the Cameron was right.
Jesus, that was brutal.
Oh, yeah, I've got it if you need it, mate.
Cameron said it'd be bad for jobs, and he was right, because his was gone by 8 o'clock the next morning.
So who's been backtracking since the referendum result?
Well, a lot of people have been regretting their decisions. You know, it's because it's split up families. It's divided families. It's divided friends. I mean, I've got a Dutch wife, so on the morning after the referendum, it was just tragic to watch her packing the little clogs into a bag, taking the little wheels of cheese away.
My girlfriend demanded to know if I was in or out. Unfortunately, we were having sex at the time.
Yes, there's been a lot of basically a lot of the Leave campaign have been forced to go. Oh yeah, did we say that? Did we say 350 million? Oh, really? Was it? It wasn't written anywhere, really. Oh, on the side of a bus. Oh, well, you know the way people write things on the side of buses all the time. Yeah, I mean, I saw there's a side of bus going around near me recently which said that Batman vs Superman is a 5-star movie. That was on a bus for ages, and it's not really.
I think the £350 million claim was the most dubious figure on the side of a bus since you did those Megabus adverts. I couldn't let that one lie.
I understand people having regrets about it, because I mean, we all have regrets about things. You know, I have many regrets. Usually they're connected to a hangover, but I've never woken up in the morning and gone, my God, did I cause the currency to crash last night? Did I have some part in that?
Isn't it? Yeah. Well, people rarely, when you wake up after a bad night, hand you a graph. Oh dear, this looks bad.
Well, now we've got control of our borders, people are saying that the population could go down by as much as 5 million people, or Scotland, as they prefer.
Well, I mean, the Leave campaign wanted to bring more manufacturing back into Britain, didn't they? That was their thing, and they've started with the truth. They've just started manufacturing their own truth in Britain. Well done.
Hey, by the way, we should. Because it's a nationally broadcast show and they're cheering for certain point of view that expressed here, should remind we're all in the bubble here, people. That bubble which manages to be London, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Gibraltar. That weird, freaky bubble that pops up randomly at points. Yeah.
They want a speedy divorce, don't they? The EU, like, is it Juncker? Is his name Juncker?
Yeah,
Juncker. He wants that speedy divorce. I reckon we should get, like, Cheryl Vicini, Fernandez, Tweedy Cole, whatever. We should get her in. Because she is smashing for the divorces and she's looking all right. I'll get her in to head it up.
I love that the result of the Brexit vote has meant that Rob refuses to pronounce any European names.
And the first subject is identity. Who wants to come in with that? Josh.
I had to sign for a parcel recently. That's got a lot more difficult, hasn't it? It used to be simple, didn't it, when you get a pen and a piece of card. Now you're given this kind of digital screen and plastic stick. And all you can do is some kind of zigzag up and down line. That bears no relation to any signature that has ever existed ever. Is that your signature? No! It's like the mark of Zorro. Is anyone checking this at the post office going, I've got bad news? Zorro is back. And he's signing for every parcel in the United Kingdom. I struggle filling in these forms. I filled in the census last year. My favourite question was on the final page. There was a question that said, please fill in the details of anyone that doesn't live with you, but stayed over on the night of March the 23rd. That's going to be very awkward if you've just had a one-night stand, isn't it? Good morning, a few questions. What is your occupation? Well, I don't know. Well, I'm telling the government, actually, yeah. It's not like I think you just drop in, just go, morning, do you take sugar in your tea? Also, would you describe yourself as Caucasian?
Thank you very much, Josh Wilderson. With a round called Headliners, here's a picture from this week's Lib Dem conference, but what does CDCR stand for?
Is it Clegg's dandruff causes riot?
Is it Clegg demands cardboard rain?
Is it Cameron dies, Clegg rejoices?
Is it Clegg displays currency remaining?
Is it because they're in Liverpool? Is it, in fact, calm down, calm right down?
Is it Celine Dion combusts reaction?
I'm going to go for Clegg, David Cameron's rent boy.
Small amount of skirting around the issue which Kevin has cut through quite dramatically.
Is it Cranberry's definite cystitis remedy?
Why would they use that photograph? Like, I don't understand, how bad was Clegg's cystitis before that?
I don't know, but it must have been pretty bad. I mean...
I've got it, Dara.
Yeah.
Is it conference disco concludes with river dance?
No, what is the correct answer?
Is it Clegg defends coalition rule?
Indeed it does. Well done. Thank you very much. Yes, the answer I was looking for was Clegg defends coalition role. This is the news that the Lib Dem leader Nick Clegg has faced criticism at the Lib Dem conference from party activists who are plagued by self-doubt and anxious about the party's future. But he's defended his role in the coalition and told party members to hold their nerve. How have the Lib Dem party members been reacting?
Oh, they're furious. They've been shaving their beards off and wearing their sandals without their socks, and they've been writing Clegg as a traitor on the wall of the conference centre in their own hummus.
Actually, it's not how the Liberals have reacted, it's how the Conservatives have reacted. They've been watching the television all week thinking why the work experience people got their own conference. That's the... It's not actually going terribly well for the Lib Dems, because Clegg's poll ratings now show that he is more popular with the opposition than with his own side, which makes him the Robert Greene of politics.
There's a party activist described him as a mini-me conservative when he went to it. And another party stalwart said, I would trust you with my life, but can I trust you with my party? It's a rather screwed-up sense of priorities, to be honest with you. It's only Lib Dems at the end of the day, you know?
But apparently it's half their support has gone, hasn't it? And they're all saying it's because they've supported these spending cuts. They're basically talking that they're spending, you know, cutting too quickly and will now go into this double-dip recession. And you're thinking, double dip? You know, that is a term that is only ever used by economists and greedy people with nachos.
If the supporters are losing, surely that's just people who came to them from Labour anyway, thinking, well, if I vote for them, I'm practically voting for Labour. So it's a very clever, tactical... What? No, wait, no! My master plan! Don't go to the... You're not allowed to... Oh, you are allowed to do that.
What's amazed me is that Nick Clegg seems to be soaking up, even though he's becoming ever more unpopular. How broken do you have to be by your former unpopularity to savour any attention, even if it's negative? That's like a fat, ugly girl being sexually assaulted behind a Lidl and then coming out and going, it's just nice to get the attention.
That is the chair Frankie sat in, isn't it?
It is.
I've literally never had those thoughts before. I've been...
You're like a whimsical comedian, aren't you?
They were saying that Cameron was actually going to turn up at the conference as a sign of, you know, support. and then they realised that might be a bad idea. You know, Cameron turning up at the Liberal Democrat conference is a bit like Leona Lewis showing up at the Mobos with Nick Griffin. It's not really going to cut it.
I like the idea of lots of Tories sneaking into the convention and go, well, we're in a coalition now, we might as well take some tuck along and have a day out. And then hear him talk about rescuing the poor and start heckling with quail's eggs. Take that, you Liberal. Have a tomato, that sunglass, you wanker. Take that.
Welcome to this year's Christmas quiz. Yes. I know. We have... Oh, wait, sorry, hang on. I need to make it more special. Hang on, there. How's that? That's good, isn't it? Wait, is that...
I like the shoes.
The shoes are good, aren't they? And this, I spent ages on this. This is... There we go.
Looks
Look
like
at that.
wraps of heroin stuck on his drink.
It's always a very happy Christmas around my house. Thank you very much.
What have you got in your stocking? A spoon and a lighter?
OK, here's the question. In Catalonia, in Spain, nativity scenes often feature a rogue figure who's doing what?
Having a kip?
No.
Imagine if that was correct. A moustache on the sleeping baby Jesus.
No, but that would be quite great.
Bullfighting.
Not bullfighting, no.
Spain, isn't it?
Yeah, but not in the middle of the nativity scene. Is not in Spain. They do accept that that's not happening in Spain.
Is he holding people hostage and arguing for Catalan independence?
He's not. He's not doing that, no. Although,
is he doing a little poo?
Yes, he's doing a poo. Well done,
What?
Rob. You're absolutely right. Give Rob a round of applause. Well done, Rob. Thank
The great thing about that is Rob has tried to answer a question like that for many years.
Yeah,
that's
finally.
the first one he's got right.
That's my default answer is he doing a poo? And that's the only time it's worked out.
He dates back to the early 18th century. He's the shitter he's known. He's supposed to... he symbolises fertilising the ground, and he's in the nativity scene, the corner of the nativity scene.
I thought that I had a bad role in my school nativity play. That is the one you don't want to draw, isn't
Not
it?
again! Can I at least be an angel this time?
Has anybody noticed Dara's eye, by the way? Is it off-putting? Do you think the people at home will be concerned? What has happened?
I do. There's just a little sty in there. It's just got infected. So
Is that really it?
No, it's a...
Has Brian Cox been beating you again?
Look into the telescope, he said. Look hard into the telescope. And he bruised my eye ramming it in. Shit. Go on, look at that. That hurt you. That's my good eye, Brian. That's my good eye.
It's just trying to turn you into Patrick Moore.
They're so worried they get me an eye patch. That, like, this would be... Because this would be much more subtle if I played that. I presented the entire show like that because I've got a tiny infection in the eye. To be fair, I have a secret desire to have an eye patch. You know, I don't want to ever lose an eye. That's not how much I want to have an eye patch, but I think they're cool. It's something massively impressive, because a guy with an eye patch, shit has happened. Because also you can do this. Sexy. So the final part of undressing in a sexy way would be to take off the eye patch and what?
You take my eye out.
What unusual present might people be giving this Christmas? Oh.
Dead seagull?
Have you ruined the surprise?
You were the worst Secret Santa ever. Time. For God's sake, kill it.
I think it's actually sperm.
It is sperm. Yes, it is sperm. Yeah.
But this
not an unusual gift. Horrific return policy. Not interested.
OK, that leaves us with Tom. Let's spin the wheel. Let's see what your topic is. The topic is exercise.
Also a picture of me.
I'm not very good at exercise. I joined the gym. I joined Virgin Active because there wasn't a Virgin Passive. And I found the whole process very intimidating. Like, when you go in there, you're confronted with all the cardio area, like the cardio area. They call it cardio because that's where you go to have a heart attack. And then at the other end, they have what they call the free weights section, the free weights, which I have no business being in because it's for the bigger boys. The bigger boys go there all day. They're lifting things all day, trying to get big arms, trying to turn their arms into legs. And I think it all really started at school. Like, I didn't like doing PE at school. What would happen is, after assembly, one class would have to stay behind in the hall because they'd be doing gym. And I never found out who Jim was. The worst bit was if you had to use the apparatus. And the apparatus basically was this huge, terrifying cage which had to be buckled to the wall. It was so terrifying. And older children would have to come in who'd been trained by the army. And they'd come in and they'd untether its bonds, they'd pull a lever and it would lurch out and it would swing out, and these huge, terrifying arms have to be buckled to the floor, otherwise it would just swing out and kill everybody. They had all these bars and ropes and chains. It was very much like a weekend I recently spent in Berlin.
Thank you very much. Let's give it a round for Stuart Thomas. All right.
TV shows that never made it to air.
Hi, I'm Bill Oddie, and this is Badger Cull Live.
Complicated financial fraud, she wrote.
Yes, it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Police, camera, paperwork.
Let's see if you can guess who it is in Lloyd Grossman's Through the Arsehole.
Celebrity Love Island. Oh, no, Christ, that really happened.
You've been shot.
Unlikely things to hear on a travel programme.
Look at these wide, sandy beaches. Fantastic. And we're almost certain the Ebola has now gone.
And the most wonderful thing about a trip to China is you get the opportunity to meet the child that made your trousers.
Yeah, I said it.
Southend is a lot like Las Vegas. It's the only other place in the world where you can pay for sex with chips.
This is Taiwan. I've given him a number because I can't pronounce his name properly.
I'm Danny Dyer, and welcome to Italy's quaintest vineyards.
Now, if you are travelling to America, remember to pack some anti-sickness tablets, because this is where Piers Morgan lives.
Running, cycling, rock climbing, you'll do anything to get out of this shithole.
The accommodation, the weather, the food, all of these wonderful things help you to forget how smelly the locals are.
Yeah, I said it.
Today we got a flavour of Thailand with just a little bit of Iraq. I'm in a branch of Thai-Rack.
This week, I'm in Kyrgyzstan, answering your questions, like, how do you spell it and where the fuck is it?
So here we are in Lewisham. Now, it is a very impoverished area, but there's a lot to see and do if what you like seeing and doing is crime.
This truly is the best way to see Portsmouth, while looking at a picture of it when you're in Paris.
I'm almost certain my producer has got this wrong. I'm on a train to Leighton with a load of football fans. This is the Orient Express.
Something about travel.
Yeah, I said it.
This is Keflavik, one of Iceland's oldest geezers. You all right, mate?
When you arrive, why not try island hopping, or as it's also known as river dance?
When you travel, it's important to immerse yourself in the culture. So here I am in Malia being fingered outside the Lammen flag.
Very good.
Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area. I'll read out this week's topics, and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, the first subject is things you wouldn't hear over a tannoy.
We apologise for the delay. Fuck knows when Brexit's happening.
The train on platform 3 has been cancelled because it said something racist on Mock the Week.
Please do not leave your children unattended. Unattended children will be removed and destroyed.
And if you look out of the window on your left, you will see Christ the Redeemer, because I've crashed the plane and this is the afterlife.
This is cashier number 5. Can I get a price check? Can I get a price check for 1 large tub of Vaseline and 1 cucumber? Oh, it's OK, he's gone.
In a moment, the flight crew will remind you you're in a metal tube which can fall out of the sky. Please pay attention as they tell you about a whistle that in no way will save your life.
This is a reminder to smokers, this is a no-smoking flight, and this is a reminder to vapors, you don't look as cool as you think you do.
Amsterdam brothels would like to apologise for the yelp of pain you just heard. Unexpected item in the shagging area.
Hello, this is your pilot speaking. Just to prove that I am not too drunk to use the tannoy, Jeff.
Just a reminder that when we asked you to report anything that doesn't look right, we meant sort of like terrorist stuff, not just a baby wearing ripped jeans.
To avoid congestion, please walk right to the end of the platform, through the tunnel and to the next station.
Don't forget you can take advantage of many deals in store today, or go with no deal because we're British and we won a war!
If you see something that doesn't look right, please ignore it. This is England, after all. See it, feel uncomfortable about it, sorted.
This is your pilot, Captain Mohammed Qasim. Psych, it's John Smith.
This is an announcement for the man in the petting zoo. Heavy petting is not allowed. Get your tongue out of that llama.
And we've just pulled out of Paddington. Nobody expected the third film to end that way.
This is your train driver. I don't wish to alarm you, but it seems that we have travelled into space. Now, nobody... nighttime again.
OK. Next topic is unlikely lines from a blockbuster movie.
We are a race of super-intelligent beings who come from Uranus. Why is everyone laughing?
Welcome to the Hunger Games, or as it's also known, London Fashion Week.
The only way to defeat the evil clown is turning him off, then on again. This is IT.
Look, Rose, the way I see it, the ship is sinking and we're all going to die, so bum stuff?
Joker. A comedian becomes psychotic because people don't find him funny. Just a little warning, that's all.
Fast and Furious, the story of what happens to sex in marriage.
No, of course I'm not Mad Max, not with this cold. I'm Lemsip Max.
Oh, shit! Oh, that hurts so much. God, I hate living in Lego World.
There's only one superhero who can get into this frozen meal. Leave it to Thor.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius. Sorry? Yes, I did go to private school. How'd you know that?
Dude, where's my car? I traded it in for a bike. Oh, piss off, Greta.
I don't like to call it the One Ring. I refer to it as an unexpected item in the Baggins area.
I think this could be the beginning of a very beautiful friendship. Look, he sent me a dick pic.
Woody, Buzz, you're not the only toys that come to life. I belong to Andy's mum, and my name is Rampant Rabbit.
Do you want to know why they call me the Riddler? It's because all of my partners are riddled with STDs.
I got this role because Romesh couldn't make it. I got this role because Nish couldn't make it.
At the end of that round... At the end of and the points go to Anne, Ishan and Sindhu. Moving on, what new feature on the phone app Snapchat has become the latest viral trend?
Terrible. It's that thing where you get to turn yourself into another gender.
Yes, that is an app that everyone has become slightly obsessed with the last one. And will not be obsessed with in 4 days' time. But nonetheless, finger on the pulse.
Everyone's just enchanted with their own image.
But is that it? I mean, because this is like the greatest virus, the greatest non-Game of Thrones, Avengers Endgame thing that's happened in the last little while. Yeah, your photo. Hang on, let me see if we can do this on the feed. Can you pull it up? And then I do.
Oh no!
Oh gosh!
What have you done to so much of that? Oh, that's that round head.
Turn yourself into Max Headroom.
Right, I don't even know what...
That's so beautiful. Oh yes.
I don't think I'm good. I don't think one of the cores.
Even with this filter, the hair is still sort of invisible.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you look.
Oh God!
I'll tell you what. Dara, you look like the megabus man's wife.
I'm scared if I do it, I'll just look the same.
You're on the female ones. You have to bounce it.
Oh, I look like someone else.
Oh, that's the female.
This is what I look like if I don't pluck my face.
He looks like the sort of man who cuts his own hair.
That's really upsetting.
It is, and you know what? That's why I would never do that, and that's why I don't encourage any of my daughters to do it, because look, I'm from India. You know, we have great hair, not just here. So, honestly, I spend so much on laser and stuff, so I never have to look like my brothers and never have a beard, and then you get this thing, and my daughters think it's funny. I'm like, wait till you're 15.
This is what I'd look like if I got paid 25% more.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Oh. Has anyone ever wanked over themselves? Reece, I look like your fit mum. Reece!
Real...
I've come to pick you up from school wearing my shortest skirt.
Well, aren't you the cutest little GCSE student? Oh, hello.
There you go. It is me, Ed Gamble. And if I go across a couple, it is me, Rob Beckett. Give
that round of applause to Ed, Kay and Reece. We start with a round called Headliners. Here's a picture of the Prime Minister, the American President and the Chancellor of Germany. Well, what does CIDW stand for?
Is it, in fact, all they've achieved at the G20? Checked in, drank wine.
Is Merkel saying, Cameron, it's Denzel Washington?
She presumably is suggesting an answer to the crisis, isn't she? She's saying, call in Darth Vader.
Or she's saying, careful, I declare war.
Is it, in fact, Cameron interrupts Dirty Weekend?
Is it Cameron introduces drunk woman? Because she does look a bit.
She looks leery anyway.
I reckon it's Merkel's going to the vending machine to get some snacks, so she's checking the order. She's going, is it crunchy, ice cream, Diet Coke, what's it?
Is it David Cameron saying, children, damn, where?
Is it Angela Merkel saying, I've lived my life like a candle in the wind?
I've heard a lot of bad things about Men in Black 3, but it looks pretty good now they've cast Angela Lansbury in it.
Can I get the correct answer, please?
Is it Cameron issues dire warning?
That's very good. Well done. Thank you very much, Jay. And it's relationships.
Right, relationships. It's good to be here. Last time I was here, a girl asked me for sex. I had to disappoint her. We had sex. But I'm trying to learn to be a more sensitive lover. I got a DVD, How to Improve Your Foreplay Technique. It was really good. I had to fast forward through the boring bit at the beginning. I'm really bothered with that. Last night I had beef stew with dumplings. I shouldn't call her that, but she's a big girl. I went to see the stalactites at Cheddar Gorge, and our guide asked us not to try and crack one off, and she wasn't even that attractive. I still managed. It was very dark. This morning I went to a meeting of my premature ejaculators support group, but it turns out it's tomorrow. think a few of the men started clapping before the end of that joke, by the way. My girlfriend's dog died, so to cheer her up, I got her an identical one. She was livid. What am I going to do with 2 dead dogs? A friend of mine had a penis extension. Now his house looks really stupid.
And the topic is family.
Family. Okay. Old lady names are very much back in fashion at the minute, like Lily or Elsie or Rose, and we wanted something like that for our daughter, but we couldn't decide, so in the end we just called her Nan. I told her she'll grow into it. I remember one time my uncle asked me to spell Schadenfreude and I couldn't, but he's dead now and I'm not, so I win. My cousin always introduces himself as Stephen with a PH, and that's because he's slightly acidic. My married friends would always tell me there's someone out there for everyone, and I'd think, wow, she must be a right slag. Knock, knock, who's there? Grandad. Shit, stop the funeral. Grandad asked me how to print on his new computer. I said, just Control-P. He said, I haven't been able to do that for years. My confirmed bachelor uncle always describes himself as asexual, but I'd also add be gay. As a child, I was always told that if I touched myself down there, God was watching, but it turned out it was just Uncle Peter.
The topic is celebrity.
Celebrity. They've started a celebrity magazine for the elderly. It's called Hello, Hello, Hello. Uri Geller, surprisingly hard to stab. Malcolm X chose that name rather than admit he'd accidentally put a kiss at the end of a text message. I went to see Walt Disney on Ice. Bit disappointing, it's just an old bloke in a freezer. The new president of France said this week that English speakers were arrogant in their refusal to learn foreign languages. At least I think that's what he said. But it all just sounded like haw-hee-haw, haw-hee-haw. And remember, that's not racist if it's about the French. I'd have £5 on the Dalai Lama if I was a Tibetan man. When they buried the man who invented Tetris, the whole cemetery disappeared. As well as 7 years in prison here, Abu Hamza could be deported to the United States where he could face the electric chair. But on the plus side, if he is electrocuted, at least he can just stick his hook in the air and pretend to be a bumper car.
And relationships.
Sorry. That does actually look like me and my girlfriend. Apparently, in Norfolk, the marriage guidance service is called Related. My girlfriend says I'm not very romantic. The other day we were kissing on the sofa. She said, how about we take this into the bedroom? I said, OK, you get the other end. When she suggested we try playing doctors and nurses, I was really hoping for something sexier than being left in a corridor for 2 days. My girlfriend and I are trying for a baby. Her mom's agreed to help out, just till I get hard. I was going to see that on telly as well, and that's terrible. They always say you'll find the love of your life when you're not really looking, which was true, but by then I'd run her over. I've been trying to persuade my girlfriend to sexually stimulate me with her keyring, but she just keeps fobbing me off, so... When I heard you could now be a sperm donor by post, I came in a jiffy. I went to a swingers club. The doorman goes, it's £15 to get in, or you can pay £20. That includes a meal. I paid £20. I went in. This oiled, naked guy comes up to me and goes, hello, my name's Emil. I once had a one-night stand and I didn't get an erection. That isn't cool. Luckily, the woman I was with was really understanding and she just said, don't worry, that used to happen to me. Thank you.
And the topic is education.
One time at school, I lost my thesaurus. I couldn't find the words to describe how upset I was. I remember sitting in psychology class, learning about Pavlov, thinking, no stupid dogs. And then the bell went and we all had lunch. I'm sitting at home, this guy knocks on my door. Have you ever considered an alternative energy supplier? I'm like, no, I'm quite happy with food. It's got to be a tough job going around door to door encouraging people to photosynthesize. I can give you the leading cause of anaphylactic shock in a nutshell. I've got the memory of an elephant. I remember one time I went to the zoo and saw an elephant. My nan recently claimed that she once gave a hand job to Albert Einstein. What a stroke of genius. Technically, shoplifting from the Apple store only counts as scrumping. Sex education lessons at our school were pretty weird. The teacher made us shout out rude words to get out of our system, like bum, willy, cocks, and we had to carry on doing that until he came.
Topic is childhood.
As a child, I was made to walk the plank. We couldn't afford a dog. My 6-year-old refuses to eat anything other than alphabetti spaghetti. Luckily, he's dyslexic, so I just buy him normal spaghetti. Seems to work. Dad, these are all L's. Yeah, it's Welsh. I bought him some medicine for his ADHD. On the side of the bottle, it said concentrate. I thought if he could do that... I bought a really nice 12-year-old Scotch. Obviously, his parents weren't pleased. I hate people who complain about breastfeeding in public. Like, I don't want to see it, or that's disgusting, or you can't do that, you're not a woman. And that's not a baby. As kids, we always enjoyed dipping ginger nuts into a steaming hot cup of tea. But, of course, nowadays, that's called bullying. I shouldn't do that, by the way. Ginger jokes are the last vestiges of racism in comedy, and they started a ginger pride movement to stamp that shit out. They had a march in Hyde Park. Well, they were going to when the sun came out. Nan always said that when she was young, she never had to worry about leaving her back door open. What a slag. I'm totally going to get in trouble with the family again. This is really not worth it. You got to look after your health as you get older. The other day I did a poo and noticed there was a little blood in it. I said, oi, bruv, get out my toilet, innit?
And the subject is relationships.
Okay.
How are you?
I used to suffer from premature ejaculation, which made me feel selfish and bad for my girlfriend. Then she suggested I try this special cream that reduces your sensitivity. And it really worked, because now I don't give a shit about her. I bought a vegan friend of mine a fancy cookbook. Unfortunately, he said he couldn't accept it as it was leather-bound, which meant it was too heavy for him to lift. When I was a teenager, my mom always said, your bedroom's so messy, you'll never get any self-respecting girl to come back here. But luckily, they weren't the ones I was going after. I watched the director's cut of a porn film. At the end, he actually fixes the washing machine. I was in a sex shop. I saw a dildo described as 9 inches long and realistic. I thought, well, which is it? The Archbishop of Canterbury recently said he couldn't support gay marriage without first having a mandate. Honestly, if he's that bothered, I'll go out with him. One time at a party, I chucked my car keys into a big bowl, and everyone just stared at me, and the trifle was ruined. I was watching a really weird porno the other day that was just a fat man crying and wanking at the same time, and then I realised I hadn't turned the telly on. Thank you.
And the topic is shopping. Away you go.
I bought a slimming magazine in W.H. Smith's. I didn't read it, I just wanted a big bar of Galaxy for £1. I bought some fancy pens at a nudist art shop. Felt tips? No, but I touched a couple of bollocks. I was in a lingerie shop. I said, are these knickers satin? He said, no, they're new. I went to buy a Christmas tree. The guy said, you're going to put it up yourself? I said, no, I was thinking the living room. Bought a chameleon, lost it. Why is it that when women go to the toilet in pairs, no one minds, but when I did it, I got thrown out the greengrocers? I got into a fight with my acupuncturist and stabbed him. He said he'd never felt better. According to the vet, my cat's in heat. I didn't even know she was famous. A friend of mine keeps going on and on about how good his orthopaedic shoe is, but I think he's built it up too much. I bought an advent calendar for Jehovah's Witnesses, but on every door somebody tells you to fuck off.
And the topic is health.
The doctor told me to lose some weight. I said, how? He said, don't eat anything fatty. I said, what, pies, chips, that kind of thing? He said, no, just don't eat anything fatty. I was thrown out of Weight Watchers for making sarcastic comments during the weekly weigh-in. As you can imagine, I accepted the decision with huge grace, because they threw her out as well. Chair of Dyslexic Society was recently given an OBE. He said, what's the point? I can't play the bloody thing. I live next door to a family of anorexic agoraphobics. Yeah, but they've got a few skeletons in the closet. A friend of mine's been suffering from paranoid delusions, and now he thinks he's a chocolate orange. I worry he's going to be sectioned. Poor Terry. I thought PPI was just something you could get if you didn't wear goggles at the swimming baths. I bought an alcoholic ginger beer. He wasn't pleased. I once met a girl who confused a tube of KY jelly with super glue. I asked how it happened, but sadly her lips were sealed.
And subject is transport. Where you go, Gary?
I had a nightmare on the journey over here, and luckily that woke me up just before I ran over a small child. The other day I lost control at a roundabout, and then I went absolutely bonkers on the swings. I stopped in a lay-by, there was a sign saying no dumping. That was all right, I was just having a wee. I joined a breakdown service for Scousers. It's called the AA. Calm down, calm down. If they can't fix your car in an hour, they'll nick you a new one. The Paralympics taught us all that sometimes we should stop and put ourselves in the place of people with disabilities, and I have to say, those parking spaces are brilliant. In the car on the way over here, I kept hearing this annoying, whiny noise. So I pulled over, my girlfriend got out to have a look at the engine, and I drove off. The other night I saw a couple weaving all over the street. I said, honestly, get a loom. I accidentally filled the escort with diesel. She died.
Well done. The topic is nationalities. Where you go.
My next-door neighbour's really loud and obnoxious, so now I know how Canada feels. I bought some lamb chops. On the packet, it said reared in Wales. I thought that was just a racist stereotype. This morning I made a Belgian waffle. In the afternoon I made a Frenchman talk bollocks. In Scotland, the forbidden fruit is fruit. When England played Poland at Wembley, there was 30,000 Polish fans in the crowd. And I thought, well, fair play to them. If I'd built it, I'd want to have a look round as well. I like to annoy my Israeli flatmate by giving him any post that's just addressed to the occupier. I was at an Italian zoo with a Christian friend of mine, so I thought, when in Rome, and pushed him into the lions. Nan's going to that suicide clinic in Switzerland, but don't tell her, it's a surprise. My granddad was killed by a Zulu. He was having a shit at Whipsnade and the roof collapsed.
And the topic is childhood.
I didn't know what to get my little niece for Christmas, so I asked my sister what she's into. And apparently, at the moment, she's mad about frozen stuff, so I got her some oven chips and peas. They love that. Every Christmas Day, we'd always have pigs in blankets, or as you probably call them, relatives sleeping in the spare room. Winnie the Pooh, possibly the most vindictive chapter in Nelson Mandela's autobiography. It was only after I shot the fifth zombie that I started to wonder why they were all carrying bags of sweets and ringing my doorbell. I've been trying to recapture my lost youth. I really must get that cellar door fixed. One time when I was a kid, I bought a chocolate bar. On the inside of the wrapper, it said, "You're a loser." I wouldn't mind if there'd been some sort of competition on. To make things worse, it was a boost. As a family, we couldn't decide whether to have Nana buried or cremated, so in the end, we let her live. My 13-year-old cousin's already started taking heroin. It's amazing, isn't it? They shoot up so fast these days.
OK, the topic is health. Where you go.
I'm a lot sportier than I might look. In fact, I picked up a little niggle at the gym the other day. I mean, he pronounces it Nigel. I had a very stressful journey getting here today. All the way, this lorry driver was right up my arse. But it was nice of him to give me a lift. I spent most of the afternoon hanging out at the swimming baths. And then somebody told me and I tucked it back in again. I put on a lot of weight recently, so I rang up Weight Watchers. I said, "It's an emergency. Can you send somebody round?" And they said, "Yes, we can. We got loads of those." My grief counsellor died recently, but luckily he was so good I didn't give a shit. I accidentally kicked the dog earlier and he bit me on the bollocks. My mate said it's karma. I said no. If anything, he's even more angry. I asked the vet, "What can I do? I think my dog's racist. He keeps barking at the Asian man next door." And the vet said, "Muzzle him." I said, "I don't know, but he's got a beard." I went round to see my nan. I said, "What you been up to?" She said, "Weed in the garden." I said, "Well, at least you didn't shit in it." I was in the garden with my girlfriend earlier, and we saw the 18-year-old girl next door, all dolled up, ready to go out clubbing. And my girlfriend said, "Do you know what? At that age, I could really see myself in her, which was weird, because I was thinking the exact same.
OK, the topic is work.
I nearly lost my job as a roofer when I was caught masturbating on the first day. Yeah, luckily, my boss said I could wipe the slate clean. I used to work at Waterstones. One day, a guy came in asking if we had any audiobooks with subtitles. I thought, hang on, that's a book. The circus near me held a competition to find the best contortionist, so I entered myself and won. In my old job, I just used to punch buttons all day, and that's why I'm no longer allowed to work in panto. I've got 2 lawyers working for me at the minute. One's pro bono, and the other thinks he's a right pretentious twat. When my granddad was caught trying to stow away in the Merchant Navy, he offered to work his passage, which, as you can imagine, made him very popular. I hate people who phone me up just to complain about the weather, which is why I lost my job at Mountain Rescue. I was at a station the other day that had a piano on the platform, so I had a little tinkle on it, which saved me 30 pence. I went on a positive thinking course. It was shit. I bought a Microsoft Advent calendar. If you open too many windows at once, they all shut again for no bloody reason.
The topic is technology. OK, where you go.
The young couple next door to me have recently made a sex tape. I mean, obviously, they don't know that yet. The hardest part of making skimmed milk must be throwing the cows across the lake. The guy next to me at work used to watch porn all day. I'm just glad he didn't begin to rub off on me. I think if I was to try revenge porn, I'd just post naked pictures of myself online so everybody would know how low my ex's standards were. When answering the security question, place of birth, apparently vagina is not an acceptable answer. It's been a tough week. I got myself a memory foam mattress and now it's trying to blackmail me. I've currently got a stalker, but you probably can't tell in these trousers. A friend of mine was killed by the big sea. He was walking past Curry's and a sign fell on his head. I was watching TV and the announcer said there's a documentary about the clitoris on the red button, but I couldn't find it.
And the topic is relationships.
The other day, a woman described me as a bit of a looker. Well, voyeur was the actual word that she used. I used to go out with a parachutist with IBS, but she shat on me from a great height. One time I nearly had a threesome with my girlfriend and my best friend, and the only thing that stopped it happening was they didn't invite me. My girlfriend said she wanted to try some new condoms with something special inside to boost her pleasure. I said, oh, what's that? She said, other men. Our 4th child was called Ivy, and that's because we ran out of names and started using Roman numerals. My last girlfriend was always trying to put me down, which is just one of the hazards of going out with a vet. I tried reading a book on premature ejaculation, but I couldn't get past the opening passage. This Christmas, I'm taking the whole family to Lapland, which is great, because normally those clubs don't let kids in. I always worry when a woman sees me naked for the first time that she's just going to scream and run out the park. My girlfriend and I love watching box sets. We got 3 episodes into Orange is the New Black before finding out it wasn't about what would happen if Trump replaced Obama.
And the topic is health. Gary.
The area in a Nando's between the front and back door is called the peri-perineum. I like to judge my weight by my BMI. As long as I weigh less than a small plane, I think it's fine. When writing a story about losing your virginity, it's important to always put it in the first person. When people die and head towards the light, what they don't realise is they've already been reincarnated as a moth. I can count the number of chainsaw accidents I've had on the fingers of one hand. I tell you what always catches my eye, short people with umbrellas. So the other day, I was doing the hoovering in my pants, and I thought to myself, how do my bollocks get this dusty? I've been attending Gamblers Anonymous for 3 years, whereas my best mate Dave, he only stuck it out for 2.5, so I won that one. I like to think I'm a bit like Superman. For example, the other day I changed in a phone box from a man who really needs a wee to a man who's just had a wee. I pulled a sickie the other day, just one of the perks of working at the hospital. The other day, my girlfriend and I had great makeup sex. Well, I say that, she was out and I stuck her lipstick up my arse. Because I'm worth it.
And the topic is animals.
I don't like to eat anything labelled reformed ham, as I think it's unfair that the pigs are slaughtered after they've got their lives back on track. Last night I had to get towed home because Ratty and Moley were too pissed. Whenever I see ginger people going grey, I'm always reminded of the sad plight of our native squirrels. I went round Grandad's to walk his dog. As I was leaving the house, he said, "Don't forget poo bags." I was like, "All right, Gran." My girlfriend's a cat person. She's got fishy breath, shits in a tray and disappears for days at a time. I tried swimming with dolphins once, but I didn't like it as I found them very clicky. Dolphins who die without any money are given a pauper's funeral. The other day I was chewing on some monkey nuts and now I'm banned from the zoo. Doctor, I'm addicted to screwing dogs. Have you tried patches? What's he, a poodle? I went to the zoo to watch the monkeys wanking. Then I went to watch the crocodiles and I was still wanking.
Thank you very much, Gary Delaney. Our next round is called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Nish, which category would you like?
World news, please.
OK, world news it is. The answer is 40 days. What is the question?
Is it the number of consecutive days my mother has texted me saying, "Have you had a haircut?"
How long is it to the next Labour leadership election?
Is it how old was my pet ant when he had his midlife crisis?
Is it how long did it take Joey Essex to read The Hungry Caterpillar?
Is it how long does it take to go she loves me not round the whole of the Chelsea Flower Show?
Is it, once he's elected, how many days will there be in Trump-tember?
I got this month. It's a beautiful month. It's a really great month. It's a great month. Great month. Best month you've seen. It's going to be such a beautiful month. It's going to be great.
Is it how long was I in a hotel room when I put the "Do Not Disturb" sign on the wrong side of the door?
Is it how long would Jeremy Hunt have to wait for in A&E before being seen?
Is it if I have a pickled onion Monster Munch, how long will it be in my burps?
And you know what the actual answer is, please?
Is it when they hacked Hillary's emails, how long did they spend just wading through Bill Clinton's porn stash?
Is it how many days until the American election?
It is absolutely right. Thank you very much. Tish, come on!
Classic nerd.
Yes, the question I was looking for is how long until the US presidential election? In a bitter campaign, the two most disliked candidates in 30 years are vying to become the 45th president of the United States. Now, this week was the first presidential debate. Did any of you see it? See much of it?
Not many people watched it here, but it gets massive figures in America, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, because in America, God, they don't put it on at 2 o'clock in the morning. See, that's the genius.
That's how it works.
You know that's the old... That's the old American can-do spirit, you know? They're clever about this stuff, the Americans.
It's got 100 million views.
Yeah, 100 million.
And Channel 4 have bought the format because they're so excited about it.
It was a weird atmosphere because it looked like Hillary Clinton was sort of trying to invoke the great presidential debates like Kennedy versus Nixon and Reagan versus Carter, whereas Donald Trump sort of reminded me of Batman versus Superman in that he was loud, incoherent, and managed to be disappointing despite expectations being unbelievably low.
He had a terrible problem with the moderator, though, didn't he? He didn't like the moderator subsequently.
Well, the moderator would say things like, no, that's not true, actually.
He's got a perfect plan for dealing with the moderator, is that the next debate he's going to build a wall between him and the moderator. And the moderator is paying for the wall.
The other mistake that Trump makes is that he's read somewhere that Mexicans make good fighters, but it's actually pronounced fajitas.
Do you know how often he lied in a 90-minute debate?
Was it 37 times?
34 lies.
34 times. Oh, I'm doing him a terrible disservice.
You are. You make him sound like he's a big liar. He lied 34 times. She lied 4 times.
Yeah, but she did the first lie. She came out and said, it's a pleasure to be here talking to you.
Trump clearly has no idea about how the political systems in the world work, which is why I won't be voting for him.
In other news, what are the latest developments in the Great British Bake Off saga?
Well, seemingly it's going to be hosted by someone who's not even from Britain, isn't it, Dara?
Why are the crown jewels of this country being handed to immigrants?
I looked at the odds. You're both on it, Ed and Dara. Do you know who I'm betting on? Not even on the list. Can't believe he's not in the mix. Mr. Kipling.
He's been for like 7 years sitting at home with a fag going, to his missus going, I nailed it.
I would do this exceedingly well, I would.
No offence to you, Dara, but I would like Ed to host it because he seems to know a lot about caking. And also, I believe it's caking. Yeah.
That's the industry term. Amongst people who know, that is the term.
Caking sounds like an urban slang word for something that sort of came after dogging or something, didn't it?
Yeah, Tory MP's been caught caking in Hamilton.
But also...
in a tent as well. Oh.
It'll be reassuring because you look like an exact combination of Mel and Sue.
OK, now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics, then we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely instructions.
Please do not use this electrical appliance while you're in the bath. Actually, you know what? Go on. If you're that dumb, I think we can afford to lose you.
Nick Clegg Feng Shui. Move everything to the right for an easier life.
Hot noodle. For best results, put back on the shelf.
If pain persists, see a doctor. Just make sure it's not Michael Jackson's doctor.
To light gas, first place match near buttocks.
One of these condoms has got a hole in it. Are you feeling lucky, punk?
Dale Farm yoghurt. Contents may settle.
Please retain these assembly instructions in case you want to disassemble the furniture when you realise moving in with her wasn't the best move after all.
Instructions for sandwich toaster. Week 1, eat nothing but toasted sandwiches. Week 2, put in cupboard and never use again.
If unsure how to apply condom, take banana and beat erection with it till it goes away.
Enjoy your animal-shaped biscuits. Do not eat if seal is broken.
To reboot, pick up boots and put them on again.
Congratulations on your new bread maker. Ooh, I bet Kingsmill are quaking in their boots.
Game is over either when one player collects all cheeses or Daddy has a tantrum and kicks the board across the room.
Are your hands full, but you want to transfer 10 donuts?
Okay.
We start with a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what's happening. So, what's going on here?
Oh, is this the live-action remake of the Pixar film Up?
Is Trump saying, of all the Kims I've met this week, you're in the top 2 sexiest?
Is Donald Trump saying, I've always been a very big fan of yours, Mr. McIntyre?
Wait. Is it the finalists from the world's worst hair competition meet up?
Is Trump saying, don't look now, but he's got a telephone on his head?
Don't think much of this remake of Rush Hour.
Is this the people who are down to the last 2 to present Saturday Night Takeaway?
Is he having a little fart there? Look, his little back flaps up.
How long have you been working in men's tailoring?
Is that not what that's for?
It's not. I'm not sure that's exactly what it's for, but it's certainly never referred to as... And we've also included a little back flap.
Or is Trump saying it's good to see the American flag next to the flag for Pret-a-Manger?
Does anyone have the actual answer?
This is the summit between Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump in Singapore.
Absolutely right. Thank you very much. Yes. This is a picture of the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un and US President Donald Trump. This week, the two signed an agreement to move towards the denuclearization of North Korea. How did the summit go, then? Are we writing the first draft of history here? Was it a success, or are we all going, did that just happen? What was that?
It seemed to go well, but you can't really tell. Trump did no preparation, apparently, for it at all. And his excuse for doing that was that he didn't need to, because he said, I rely on my touch, my feel, that's what I do. And that is why 24 women are accusing him of sexual assault.
North Korea said that they would destroy a missile site, but they didn't specify that it would be a North Korean missile site.
We shall denuclearize by using up all our nuclear bombs on South Korea.
A plan which is literally soul destroying.
Yes.
You also don't need to know.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Trump said the past does not have to define our future, which to me proves that he has read Gareth Southgate's England team talk.
How did he arrive, by the way? Did he arrive in a great pomp?
In a big house with balloons attached to them.
He arrived in a sort of a motorcade, didn't he, with lots of...
He does. He always travels in the
bodyguards.
motorcade with people running alongside.
It looked like they've just push-started it.
Is he going to win a Nobel Prize for this? I'm sorry, just put that. Is he going to win the Nobel Prize for this?
Which one?
Trump, presumably.
He's certainly not going to win it for physics or literature.
Anyone have the correct answer?
Yes. This is Donald Trump, and he's here for a NATO summit.
Absolutely right. Thank you very much. Cheers. Yes, this is US President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania. This is the news that the Trumps visited the UK this week for the 70th anniversary NATO summit held in London. Were you following the summit?
Oh, avidly.
Oh, I'm sure you were.
Everyone was only allowed 4 minutes to speak.
Yes.
Presumably they had a Mock the Week buzzer to...
They did. And then at the end, Nish Kumar came on, they threw bread at him.
I probably had 3 hours at a hotel in Watford, didn't they? And I thought, if anything's going to make you reach for the nuclear button, it's going to be 3 hours in Watford. Staring out the window going, what are we even protecting? You know, the Harlequin shopping centre.
To be fair to Watford, the Harry Potter experience is quite close to Watford, but the only reason they didn't have it there is Boris was worried he'd be mistaken for a fat Malfoy.
I once had to walk from Watford, from the train station to the theatre where you do your show there, Watford, and I wrote down 5 different nightclub names because they were all amazing. Watford has, I can't remember all of them, but I remember the one called Prism. With a Y, P-R-Y.
Oh, that's classic.
Full I mean, Scrabble scores huge on Prism.
Can we all go up for that?
No, I don't like it that much.
The amazing thing is that they had it at Watford, this, like, golf resort hotel, which is just so incongruent. That's, like, one posh thing and one shit thing. You might as well have done it at Monte Carlo Leisure Centre.
It's nice to have it at a golf hotel with Trump there. He's going to be so easily distracted.
It has to be.
With golf right in front of him. It's like trying to have a meeting with David Cameron at a hog roast.
So they've got to have it in Watford. Try getting a table for 29 in London this near Christmas. You got no chance. You'd have to go to Wagamama's at 9 a.m.
Why are we hosting this? Like, we're falling apart. We're having a general election.
Yeah.
It's nearly Brexit. The royal family's gone off the rails. Why are we hosting? It's like going to someone's house for Christmas. It's kind of boring. She's just... Her husband's left her. The boiler's packed up. She won't stop crying. Let's go round there for lunch.
How did tensions affect the schedule for the summit?
Macron said that NATO was brain dead.
Yeah.
Right, and then the Turkish president said, actually, no, it is you who is brain dead. So I'm mad that these are, like, the biggest leaders in the world. And the argument is still, I know you are, but what am I? We are 2 steps away from the Turkish president going, look, we're all being a bit immature. I think the way to solve this is dickhead says what?
We come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone could make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and we'll see what our panellists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on Crime Watch.
If you have any information about this crime or any other crime, then keep your mouth shut. Stitches get stitches. Bah, bah, bah.
A relative paid tribute to the victim who sadly died in the blaze. He said, he was the kind of guy that just lights up a room.
Studies have discovered that the majority of murderers are men. So what should we be doing? How can we support female murderers? Should we be subsidising childcare?
The suspect defecated on Boris Johnson's doorstep. Witnesses describe the man as an absolute legend.
No Crime Watch tonight, but reruns of Top of the Pops 2 are on BBC4 now, so just...
The man broke into Battersea Dogs' home and released all the dogs. Police are desperately searching for leads.
The criminals then blew the safe, but however hard they blew, it just stayed where it was.
Oh no! A city up north has gone missing. It begins with L and is great. Police are desperately looking for leads.
Do you like it? It's a Rolex, I nicked that. That is a crime watch.
And now, as a bit of fun, we go to the blooper reel. Give me all your honey. I mean, money.
According to police, there were wet footprints leading across the bedroom carpet. Because one of us doesn't know what a bath mat is.
The murderer said she did it because he made so many jokes about me on Mock the Week I couldn't hack it anymore.
Were you in the Wetherspoons at 9 a.m? If you were, we want you to contact us. There was no crime, we just want to work out what went wrong in your life.
Right, let's have a quick look at Britain's Most Unwanted. This is Sam Allardyce.
The victim's name was Jehovah. Police are looking for witnesses.
Well, you know, like greeting cards are about £4, aren't they? But if you put them in the self-service, there's no weight on them, so they don't... Hello, welcome to Crime.
OK, the next topic is unlikely lines from a fantasy film.
But the ring was lost. Frodo looked up. This rectal exam had gone badly wrong.
I was Gandalf the Grey. But now, after only 3 washes...
Will the Mad Lord defeat the Leper Queen? Rob Beckett, Fox News, Washington.
My magic powers are strong. Put any penis in my hand and watch it grow.
Your Majesty, I have ridden here for 2 weeks on horseback to deliver this important message from your brother.
Hufflepuff? Oh, great, I'm getting bullied.
Frodo, it's so far, can't we just split a cab fare?
No, sorry, darling. No, that's a ticket. No, this is a double yellow brick road.
I am Thor. John Thor. And I am a Morse god.
Tis I, Merlin, Grand Wizard and supplier of Premier League sticker albums. Shazam! A shiny!
Oh no! I've been bitten by some radioactive corduroy. That means I'm going to become James Acaster Man.
No, I'm sorry, Alice. This is Sunderland.
After travelling across the dark seas and desolate plains, finally I am home. I left my keys at Clive's.
We actually find the term unicorn quite offensive. We prefer skinny rhinoceri.
Call yourself an orc? Oh, yeah, you can talk the orc, but can you walk the orc?
Do not go in there. It's an absolute bloodbath. It's literally a lion in a wardrobe. I cannot emphasise that enough. I killed the witch. Oh, my God!
Oh, what's that? The film's gone on for 9 hours and they don't know what you're doing anymore, so you just get an army of the undead to save the day. Fucking turn it in.
OK. Yeah, that round. The points go to Ed, Hugh and James.
Basically, Ed Balls has been implicated in the plot to overthrow Tony Blair. Because he was part of this whole idea of rebranding Gordon Brown as Project Volvo. Because Gordon Brown was supposed to be dull and unreliable, basically. Or dull and reliable.
Yes. Well, it was part... They did some research. The two parties did... Well, Labour did some research, and they found that Gordon Brown was likened... If you could get an object, he was likened to a Volvo, a bear or a buffalo. And they did some research on David Cameron, and they found that he was likened to a spritzer, an Alco Pop, a BMW or a horse.
Isn't this the idea that they wanted to rebrand him because when people given these abstract concepts, they thought Gordon Brown, they think of as beer and whiskey, and David Cameron as spritzer and Alco-Pops. Who could look at that and think that that's negative towards Gordon Brown?
Spritzer drinkers among us.
I love them. I tell you what, if it was a Campari, you'd have had my vote. The memos that this was based on leaked, right? The last time Ed Balls saw the memos, he says, they were on his desk when he was Secretary of State for Children's Schools and Families. What kind of incompetent person leaves incriminating paperwork on a desk after they've left a job? Wait a minute. Frankie's plan to oust Dara?
Never happened.
The plan was to try and make him appear more normal.
Yes.
This was the thing. They wanted to hide his exceptional school record and the fact that he excelled as a student and was fast-tracked through politics because he was a really good student and really clever. And they wanted to hide that fact and make him seem more normal because that makes him appeal to the voters, to be more normal. People want to vote for someone who's like them. I want someone exceptional in number 10. I don't want someone who's like me. I spent 2 hours yesterday trying to remember if I'd had a shower yet or not. That is true.
Sitting where I am now, I can tell you the answer for today is no.